Hello my beautiful viewers, welcome to Gist and Smile TV, your favorite corner where we unpack the things happening in Nollywood, calmly, deeply, and honestly. We don't just talk drama here, we analyze emotions, actions, and lessons behind every headline. Today's gist is one that has shaken the entertainment space quietly, not because of what was said, but because of what wasn't. Yes, my people, we're talking about the silence that spoke louder than words, Maurice Sam's silence after Sonia Uche's big win. Now, don't get it twisted. This isn't one of those dragging stories. No. Today, we are looking at this situation from another lens, a softer one. Sometimes, the things that look like pride on the surface are actually pain, confusion, or even personal strategy. So let's take a calm walk through this matter and understand what might really be happening. When Sonia Uche was announced as Best Actress of the Year, the joy in the Nollywood space was genuine. It wasn't just another award, it was a well-deserved recognition of her consistency, effort, and humility. She's been acting her heart out, building quietly without noise. So when her name was called, even her competitors clapped. It was a pure moment of grace. But you know the internet, joy never lasts long before someone tries to twist it. Just hours later, a comment surfaced online, suggesting that Sonia was being forced into the spotlight while someone else, clearly implying Maurice, was being sidelined. Now, let's pause there. Whoever dropped that comment knew what they were doing. It was like a tiny spark in a room full of dry paper. Within minutes, social media caught fire. The fan base divided, voices rose, and suddenly, what should have been a celebration turned into a debate about loyalty and pride. But let's be honest, the real hit didn't come from the comment. It came from Maurice Sam's silence. See, in this social media era, silence is tricky. When you don't speak, people will interpret your quietness however they like. Some will call it maturity, others will call it arrogance. Unfortunately, for Maurice, his quietness after Sonia's win landed on the wrong side of perception. But what if there's more to it? Let's flip the coin. Maurice Sam has been on a journey of self-definition. He is talented, ambitious, and serious about his craft. But fame can be both a blessing and a trap. Being constantly associated with one person, no matter how talented, can start to feel like a cage. Perhaps, Maurice is simply trying to rebrand himself, to prove he can stand strong even without being tied to Sonia's name. It's possible that his silence wasn't pride, it was restraint. Maybe he didn't want his congratulations to be misinterpreted as a publicity move or as fake support. Maybe he felt it was wiser to keep quiet and let Sonia have her moment fully. After all, sometimes, even good intentions get twisted online. Still, the truth is, perception is everything. And right now, perception has turned the fans against him. The same people who once called him humble are now calling him proud. The same crowd that used to scream his name during movie premieres now feels disappointed. You see, in Nollywood, actually, in life, success changes how people see you. When you rise, everything you do starts to carry weight. A smile can look like mockery, a pause can look like pride, and silence can sound like shade. That's what's happening here. On the other hand, Sonia Uche continues to carry herself with unshakable calm. She's not bragging. She's not reacting. She's not even addressing the shade posts flying around. Her energy remains steady. That's why her fans adore her so much. They feel emotionally safe with her, they know she'll never embarrass them or act out of ego. And that's where the gap has grown wider. While Sonia's grace has been glowing louder, Maurice's distance has created emptiness. The emotional connection that once tied them, that beautiful on-screen chemistry, now feels cold to fans. They are wondering what changed. Did fame shift the balance? Did ego enter quietly through the back door? To really understand this gist, we need to go back to where it all started, their joint rise. Maurice Sam and Sonia Uche became household names together through several back-to-back successful movies. Their chemistry was so natural that fans started shipping them. People believed they were more than co-stars. Whether true or not, that emotional illusion became part of their brand. They became the duo. But when two people rise together, one will always rise faster, even if just by timing. And that's when the test began. When Sonia started pulling stronger fan love and recognition, it wasn't because she did anything different. She just stayed consistent and humble. But in the eyes of social media, one person's growth often feels like another person's loss. Suddenly, people began comparing. Sonia is growing faster. Maurice is fading. He's jealous. She's more graceful. You see how comparison fuels division. That's what poisoned the air. Maurice, perhaps, is just reacting to that by stepping back. Maybe he feels tired of being dragged into every "who is better" conversation. Maybe that's why he's silent, to avoid feeding the fire. But unfortunately, his quietness is being misread as pride. Fans, however, don't think that deep. They are emotional beings. They love with their hearts, not their logic. When they celebrate their favorite and you don't join them, they take it personally. They feel disrespected, even abandoned. They start to withdraw their love little by little. And that's exactly what's happening now. Some of Sonia's fans have already announced that they won't be watching Maurice's new movie. Others say they'll still support because Sonia herself is too peaceful to want drama. But deep down, the emotional crack is already there. Now, from an outsider's view, this isn't really about Maurice versus Sonia, it's about pride versus perception, and grace versus strategy. Sonia's approach, quiet, humble, grateful, keeps winning hearts. She's proved that you don't have to be loud to be powerful. Maurice, on the other hand, is facing what happens when silence meets speculation. His image is shifting not because of something he did wrong, but because of what people believe he meant. It's a delicate balance. In a world where fans demand emotional transparency, strategic silence often looks like disrespect. But here's where the lesson lies: both Sonia and Maurice represent two sides of human success stories. Sonia shows what happens when grace leads. Maurice is a reminder that pride, or even misunderstood pride, can distance you from your base if you're not careful. And the truth: Maurice may not even be proud. He might just be misunderstood. Maybe he's going through personal growth, trying to step out of his old image. Maybe he's struggling with how to show support without being misread. But fans rarely give that grace. Once their hearts turn cold, it's hard to warm them up again. Still, there's hope. Because, let's be real, Maurice Sam is talented. His craft speaks volumes. If he humbles himself and connects back with fans through honesty, even a small public show of appreciation for Sonia's win, that single act could rebuild trust. Fans are forgiving when you meet them halfway. As for Sonia, her quiet power continues to inspire. She's teaching every young actor that grace doesn't mean weakness. It means strength under control. The way she handled the situation, no shade, no drama, no noise, has earned her even more respect. In a time when everyone is desperate to prove a point, she chose peace. That's rare. So, when people say Sonia's winning more than awards, they're right. She's winning hearts. At the end of the day, this gist isn't just Nollywood drama, it's a mirror for everyone chasing success. Pride can sneak in softly. Sometimes it comes as silence, sometimes as detachment. But gratitude, no matter how small, keeps you grounded. Fans are not just viewers, they are emotional investors. They don't just support your career, they build it. And when you stop clapping for them, they stop clapping for you. So yes, Maurice Sam may have been quiet. But now, he has a choice: stay quiet and let pride write his story, or speak up and remind his fans that humility still lives in him. Meanwhile, Sonia continues walking her lane, calm, graceful, and glowing. Her win wasn't just about a trophy. It was a victory for every person who believes that grace will always speak louder than ego. So as we close this chapter today on Gist and Smile TV, let's remember. Backhand index pointing right medium skin tone. Sometimes silence is power, but when it starts hurting those who lifted you, it becomes pride. And that, my people, is the real gist. So tell me, what do you think? Was Maurice Sam's silence pride or a misunderstood strategy? Should fans forgive and keep supporting, or should they hold him accountable for his prideful image? Drop your thoughts in the comment section below because, as always, Gist and Smile TV is where we say it as it is. truthfully, warmly, and with a smile. Until next time, my people, remember this simple truth. Dizzy grace will always outlast pride.